Prime Minister Carney is in contact with President Trump constantly, and also they have met each other around the world, and they will be meeting each other very soon as the G7 will be hosted in France.
The top trade official for the Trump administration outlined the changes the president wants to see in a report submitted to Congress.
Perhaps a bit of bluster before the negotiations, but I mean, the president has been clear in his comments for many months now. Maybe just positioning, but that he doesn't think the automotive industry in Canada should essentially exist.
Your next car could easily become thousands of dollars more expensive before a single new American factory opens its doors. We are standing at a massive crossroads for the automotive world, and it all comes down to a high-stakes trade gamble that is rewriting the rules of what you pay at the dealership. For years, the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, or CUSMA, has been the invisible engine behind every vehicle built in North America. It allows engines, transmissions, steel, and electronics to cross borders seamlessly without crushing taxes. But Donald Trump just changed the game entirely. He kept the trade deal alive, but he flatly refused to extend it unchanged. By denying the standard 16-year extension, Washington hasn't canceled the rules, but it has locked Canada, Mexico, and the US into grueling, unpredictable annual reviews until 2036. This uncertainty is an intentional psychological weapon aimed squarely at the world's biggest automakers. Car brands plan their factory layouts, engine designs, battery sourcing, and global vehicle platforms 5 to 10 years in advance. They need predictability. By keeping everyone guessing year after year, Washington can constantly threaten tariffs and demand more American-made content, squeezing manufacturers until they submit. It is a brilliant political move for reshoring, but for the average person looking to buy a new car, it creates a massive timing gap where you pay the price long before any domestic factory is actually built. We are already seeing the extreme corporate reactions to this pressure, and the biggest example comes straight out of Japan. Just days after the tense trade reviews, Toyota dropped a massive bombshell. They announced a $3.6 billion expansion of their San Antonio plant in Texas. By the year 2030, this move will add a second assembly line for the incredibly popular Tacoma pickup truck, creating 2,000 American jobs and adding 2.5 million square feet of factory floor. More importantly, Toyota is slowly shifting some of its Tacoma production out of Baja California, Mexico, and pulling it straight into the United States. Politically, this is an absolute jackpot for the administration. It proves that aggressive tariff threats can force global corporate giants to invest directly in American soil. But building a 2.5 million square foot factory takes years of construction, hiring, and supply chain rebuilding. The compliance costs, the logistics friction, and the legal headaches, however, hit automaker balance sheets instantly. And those costs have a funny way of trickling right down to the window sticker in your local showroom. What makes this situation completely fascinating is the massive economic contradiction unfolding at the very same time. While the US government is flexing its muscles and threatening to disrupt the trade deal, it is simultaneously opening the most advanced trade corridor in human history. The brand new Gordie Howe International Bridge is officially set to open, linking Ontario's massive Highway 401 directly to Interstate 75 in Detroit. This 6-lane engineering marvel is specifically designed to accelerate cross-border manufacturing. It is a stark reminder that American car factories cannot survive in isolation. The automotive supply chain is highly integrated. A single bumper, microchip, or engine block might cross the US-Canada border up to 6 times during the manufacturing process as different facilities stamp, weld, paint, and assemble it. Canada alone sends roughly 70% of its merchandise exports to the US, including massive amounts of raw aluminum, steel, automotive components, and even the energy needed to power American plants. So while Toyota's expansion pulls assembly lines further south into Texas, the new bridge is actively reinforcing the northern pipeline. The administration is aggressively pushing for American independence while simultaneously relying on Canadian infrastructure to keep the lights on. This brings us to the real pressure tool that could hit your wallet in a matter of weeks: the tariff showdown. The administration has been attempting to use import duties to force compliance, but the legal system is fighting back. The Supreme Court recently ruled that the International Emergency Economic Powers Act did not give the president the authority to slap broad, sweeping duties on these automotive goods. This opened the door for major importers to claim millions of dollars in refunds. But here's the catch that hits regular drivers. Those refunds go back to the corporations, not to the consumers who already paid inflated vehicle prices over the last few years. To bypass the courts, the administration turned to emergency surcharges, leveling a temporary 10% fee on imports. That specific surcharge is rapidly approaching its expiration deadline, leaving the White House with a choice: let it drop, extend it, or replace it with something even harsher. Between overlapping duties, ongoing lawsuits, and sudden policy shifts, car companies are completely trapped in a pricing nightmare. For the person walking onto a dealership lot, this trade war isn't about legal statutes or international diplomacy. It is about soaring monthly payments, skyrocketing repair bills, and the literal disappearance of affordable cars. The segment of the market hit hardest by these trade games isn't luxury SUVs or $80,000 electric trucks. It is the modest, budget-friendly commuter vehicle. When an automaker sells a premium luxury vehicle, they have thousands of dollars of profit margin to absorb a sudden 10% tariff or a supply chain delay. But on a cheap compact car or a base trim truck, the profit margins are razor thin. If a manufacturer faces a sudden spike in the cost of Canadian steel, Mexican wiring harnesses, or overseas sensors, they only have a few options. They can raise the vehicle's base price, slash dealer incentives, completely remove the cheaper entry-level trim packages, or cancel the low-profit models altogether. This is exactly why finding a reliable, brand-new car for under $25,000 has become nearly impossible. The pain doesn't stop at the sales floor either. It follows you directly into the service bay. If you get into a fender bender or your engine needs a critical component replaced, those replacement parts are subject to the exact same cross-border trade friction. A replacement door panel, a complex wiring harness, or a transmission module often crosses multiple borders before a mechanic can bolt it onto your vehicle. When trade agreements are unstable, parts distribution slows down, costs skyrocket, and your car sits on a mechanic's lift for weeks while you pay for a rental. Ultimately, Trump's CUSMA strategy is a high-stakes economic experiment. If this intense pressure successfully forces automakers to bring millions of square feet of production back to the United States without destroying the efficiency of the North American market, it will be hailed as a massive industrial victory that secured American jobs for a generation. But if the corporate uncertainty drags on, if affordable vehicles completely vanish from the market, and if parts shortages keep driving up repair costs, everyday drivers will realize they are the ones financially anchoring a political gamble. We want to know what you think about this automotive shakeup. Would you willingly accept higher vehicle prices right now if it guaranteed more manufacturing jobs inside the country down the road? Have you already noticed a spike in the cost of buying a new vehicle or ordering repair parts in your area? Drop a comment below and let us know your experiences. If you want to stay ahead of the curve on the trade wars, market shifts, and regulations completely reshaping the automotive landscape, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and check out our other videos on the screen right now to stay fully informed.